There's a kind of silence that comes before Father's Day. Not the loud kind filled with balloons or parties, but the softer kind. The kind where you find yourself remembering little things. The sound of your dad's keys jingling as he walked through the door. The way he'd sit quietly in the yard after mowing the lawn. The look he gave you when he was proud, even if he didn't say a word. And maybe now, as that day approaches again, you're wondering, what can I give him that actually means something? Especially if money's tight or time feels short. But here's the truth. You don't need to spend much to show love. Sometimes the smallest things carry the most weight. A memory, a gesture, a note from the heart. This video is for you, the grown child, the loving friend, a quiet soul, searching for something real to give the man who gave you so much. Let's explore 15 meaningful Father's Day gifts that don't cost much, but mean everything. There's something timeless about handwriting, the way ink dries on paper, the pause between words as your thoughts catch up to your heart. In this world of texts and instant messages, a handwritten letter is no longer just a note. It's an offering. Think of your dad's hands, strong, weathered, maybe calloused from years of work. Hands that fixed what was broken, lifted what was heavy, and waved at you from the stands. Imagine him opening a small wooden box, perhaps thrifted for a few dollars, and finding your words inside. Not just a card with Happy Father's Day, but a real letter. Maybe even a few pages. You could write about the first time you realized he was human, not just dad. Or the time he drove across town just to fix something small. Or how you still remember the way he smelled after mowing the lawn. Or how his laugh made you feel safe, even when you were scared. This gift doesn't cost much. A box from a second-hand store, some paper, and your time. But its value? That's immeasurable. Because when a father reads his child's heart in their own words, he doesn't feel old. He feels remembered. And when he places that letter back into the box, closes it, and tucks it somewhere safe, he'll be holding more than paper. He'll be holding proof that he mattered. Because some of the most beautiful things we ever give are the things we finally say. There's a comfort in old favorites. The crinkle of a chip bag he always buys. The soda he used to drink on hot afternoons after mowing the lawn. Even a sturdy box wrapped in newspaper will do. Fill it with what he loves, not what's trendy. Maybe a pack of peanuts, a root beer, a childhood candy bar. You can even add a handwritten tag to each. Thought of you when I saw this. It's not about gourmet. It's about familiar. And when he opens it, don't be surprised if he chuckles or tells a story. I used to eat these at the gas station after baseball practice. Your mom hated the smell of these chips in the car. In that moment, you've given more than snacks. You've given a feeling. One of being known. Of being seen. Because sometimes, love looks like remembering the little things and putting them all in one place. There's a certain kind of photo, maybe a little faded, maybe curled at the edges, that holds a whole lifetime inside it. Maybe it's the one where you're sitting on his shoulders, both of you laughing at something long forgotten. Maybe it's from a fishing trip, a school play, a moment that didn't feel like much at the time, but now, it's everything. This Father's Day, find one of those photos. Print it out if you have to. Black and white, color, doesn't matter. What matters is the memory. Then, find a simple frame, from a thrift shop, a dollar store, or even your own home. You can paint it, write a small note on the back, or leave it just as it is. Place the photo inside and wrap it gently. When he opens it, there's a good chance he won't say anything right away. Dads don't always use words for these moments. But you might see him run a thumb along the glass. You might catch him quietly holding it longer than expected. Because in that picture, he'll see more than just a younger version of himself. He'll see that you remember. That you still carry that piece of the past. And now, you've returned it to him. Because some pictures aren't just keepsakes. They're proof that love never really leaves. Some things are hard to say out loud. Not because they're heavy, but because they're tender. Like, I miss you. Or, you were right. Or, thank you for showing up, even when it was hard. That's where open when letters come in. This gift costs almost nothing, just paper, envelopes, and a bit of heart. But what it delivers? That's priceless. Here's how to do it. Write a few short letters, each meant for a specific moment. Label each envelope with care. Open when you miss me. Open when you feel unappreciated. Open when you need a laugh. Open when you want to remember. Inside each one, write like you're there beside him. Share a story, a joke, a memory. Reassure him that even as you grow older or drift into your own busy life, a part of you is still his kid. Still watching, still grateful. You don't have to write perfectly. He's not grading it. He's feeling it. You can stack the envelopes, tie them with string, or place them in a small box. However you give it. What he's receiving isn't just paper. It's presence. It's love given ahead of time. Because when the moment comes, when he reaches for an envelope and finds your words waiting, you'll be there, exactly when he needs you most. Every dad has a soundtrack. It might be the gravelly voice of Johnny Cash, or Springsteen cracking through car speakers on a summer night. Maybe it's Motown on Sunday mornings, or the Eagles playing while he cleaned the garage. Somewhere in the past, music was there, shaping who he became and who you remember. So here's a gift that brings that music home again. Visit a thrift shop, a flea market, or even browse online secondhand listings. Search for that one record or CD he used to love. Not the best of, but his best. The one he wore out. The one that made him roll down the windows and sing like nobody was listening. If you have access to a player, great. If not, gift it anyway, as a keepsake. Music isn't always about playing. Sometimes just holding that old album in your hands brings everything rushing back. Include a small note with it. I found this and thought of you. Thanks for sharing your songs with me. He may laugh. He may get quiet. But one thing's certain, he'll remember. Because music doesn't age, it echoes. And when you hand him a piece of his past, you're not just giving him a gift, you're giving him time travel. Some dads don't want more stuff, they want more time. Time with you, time to relax, time to laugh, to sit, to be taken care of for once. A DIY coupon book is your way of saying, I see you. Let me give something back. And it doesn't cost more than a few slips of paper, a little creativity, and a whole lot of heart. You can make it by hand or on your computer. Cut out little coupons and staple them together, or tie them with string. Each coupon can offer something simple but meaningful. One backyard barbecue, your favorite way. One movie night, you pick the film. One afternoon, where I do the chores. One lawn walk, no phones. One story swap over coffee. Think of what your dad actually enjoys, not what a magazine tells you he should. Tailor each coupon to fit his life, his pace, his heart. When he flips through those pages, what he's really holding is a collection of promises, not flashy or grand, but real and redeemable. Because the greatest gift we can give a father is the feeling that his time, his needs, and his joy still matter. Every dad has a mug. Maybe it's chipped on the handle, or stained from years of coffee. Maybe it says, #1 Dad in faded letters. Or maybe it's just plain and heavy, dependable, like him. This year, find him another mug, not to replace the old one, but to add to the story. Go to a thrift store, a garage sale, or your own kitchen cabinet. Choose one that feels him. Earth tones, bold colors, or something with a silly pun. Whatever makes you think, yeah, that's Dad. But here's the real gift. Tuck a note inside. Not a formal card, a real note, one that tells a story. Remember the time you let me sip your coffee, even though Mom said no? This reminds me of the mornings you'd sit in silence, reading the paper, looking so peaceful. You always smelled like coffee and aftershave. It made me feel like everything was okay. Fold the note small. Place it inside the mug. Wrap the whole thing in soft paper or a kitchen towel. When he opens it, the mug will be nice. But the memory? That's the treasure. Because sometimes what fills the cup isn't coffee, it's being remembered. Every dad has a mug. Maybe it's chipped on the handle or stained from years of coffee. Maybe it says #1 Dad in faded letters, or maybe it's just plain and heavy, dependable, like him. This year, find him another mug, not to replace the old one, but to add to the story. Go to a thrift store, a garage sale, or your own kitchen cabinet. Choose one that feels him, Earth tones, bold colors, or something with a silly pun. Whatever makes you think, yeah, that's Dad. But here's the real gift. Tuck a note inside, not a formal card, a real note. One that tells a story. Remember the time you let me sip your coffee even though Mom said no? This reminds me of the mornings you'd sit in silence, reading the paper, looking so peaceful. You always smelled like coffee and aftershave. It made me feel like everything was okay. Fold the note small. Place it inside the mug. Wrap the whole thing in soft paper or a kitchen towel. When he opens it, the mug will be nice, but the memory, that's the treasure. Because sometimes what fills the cup isn't coffee, it's being remembered. Some dads fix things with tools, others fix them with words. You know the ones, the phrases he said again and again, sometimes to teach you, sometimes to tease you, sometimes just because that's what dads do. Measure twice, cut once. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because I said so. You'll understand when you're older. They were annoying at the time, and now you hear yourself saying them too. This Father's Day, gather those classic dadisms and place them into what we'll call the fix-it jar. Use a mason jar, an old coffee tin, or any recycled container. Cut up small pieces of paper or cardstock, and on each one, write one of his go-to lines. The funny ones, the wise ones, the ones that stayed with you. Decorate the jar if you like. Add a label. For when you need to feel like Dad again. When he opens it, he'll laugh. He might shake his head, but deep down, he'll know you heard him. You remember. You carry his voice with you, because the things he said, even the silly stuff, helped build who you are. And reminding him of that is a gift that speaks louder than any tool ever could. Not every gift has to be wrapped. Sometimes it's just showing up, lacing up your shoes, walking beside him without distractions. A slow, quiet walk, maybe down a familiar road, or through a park where the trees have seen you both grow. Before the walk, take a little time to create something simple and free. A playlist. Fill it with songs that remind you of him, the ones from your childhood, or ones you think he'd love now. The music he played in the garage. The songs that were on the radio during long car rides. Maybe one or two you wish he knew because they say what you can't. Bring a small speaker, or share one earbud, or just talk. Let the playlist be a gentle backdrop, a thread that ties the silence together. This isn't about exercise, it's about presence. Let him talk, or not. Let the music fill the space. Tell him, I made this for you. These are your songs, your stories. It won't cost $1. But it will stay with him far longer than anything bought in a store. Because sometimes the best gift is simply walking through time together. One step, one song at a time. There's something sacred about a meal made just for you. Not a rushed bite on the go, not a paper plate at a party, but a quiet, intentional plate of food made with love. This Father's Day, give him that. Not with reservations or fancy sauces, but with your hands, your time, and a few simple ingredients. You don't have to be a chef. Scramble some eggs, toast his favorite bread. Grill the burger the way he likes it, even if it's slightly overdone. Arrange it all on a tray or outdoor table. Add a folded napkin, maybe a small flower in a jar. Play a little music in the background. Let it feel like his day. If you're doing breakfast, bring it to him in bed or on the porch. If it's barbecue, serve it outside, maybe with a cold drink and the evening sun. You can even include a menu card, handwritten, just for fun. Dad's Day special, 1 grateful heart, 2 laughs minimum, unlimited refills of appreciation. He might smile. He might roll his eyes, in that you didn't have to do this kind of way, but deep down, he'll feel it. That you paused the world just long enough to make him feel special. Because love can be grilled, toasted, or poured in a cup, and it always tastes better when it's made from the heart. Every dad has a greatest hits album, but it's made of words, not songs. Phrases he said 1,000 times. The ones that shaped your thinking, whether you wanted them to or not. Some were wise. Some were ridiculous. Some were strangely perfect. This Father's Day, turn those sayings into a gift he can hang on the wall, or place by his desk, and smile every time he sees it. Make a simple print. You don't need design software, just a word processor or a handwritten page with a little creativity. use bold fonts or handwritten charm. Title it something like Words I Grew Up On or The Gospel According to Dad. Then list his sayings, line by line. You're not hungry, you're bored. Don't talk about it, be about it. Turn off the light, I'm not made of money. That's not broken, it's character. Frame it if you can, even a dollar store frame will do. Or roll it up and tie it with a ribbon. When he sees it, he'll laugh. Maybe shake his head. But more than that, he'll feel seen. Because those silly, stubborn sayings, they were his way of teaching, loving, leading. And now you've sent them back to him. Not as rules, but as memories made permanent. If your dad had a toolbox, you probably remember the smell. Metal, sawdust, oil. Maybe you weren't allowed to touch it. Maybe he let you hand him the tools, one by one, while he worked on things that seemed like magic. This gift is a gentle echo of that toolbox, but instead of wrenches and nails, it's filled with memories. Find a small container, a thrifted tin, a wooden box, even a clean peanut butter jar with a label peeled off. Then gather small, symbolic objects. They don't have to make sense to anyone but the two of you. A marble from when he taught you how to play. A rock from the yard he mowed every Sunday. A matchbook from his favorite diner. A tiny notebook with dadisms. A photo. A joke printed on a card. Even a penny, for luck. Label each one with a tiny note. For teaching me to stand my ground. For the quiet nights you waited up. For fixing more than just broken things. It's not about the items, it's about what they represent. When he opens that box, he won't just see stuff. He'll see his own life, reflected back through your eyes. Because every dad is a builder in some way, and this time, you've built something just for him. There's something powerful about a book that's been read more than once. Its spine softened, its pages creased, its meaning aged like a good story. Maybe your dad has a favorite book. One he quoted or read slowly in the evening light. Maybe it was a western, a biography, or a dog-eared paperback he kept by his chair. This Father's Day, find that book, or one that reminds you of him, and give it back with something more inside. Thrift stores are full of treasures. You might find the exact title he used to talk about, or choose one you think he'd love, even if he's never read it. The real gift comes inside the front cover, where you'll write your message, not just Happy Father's Day, but something real. You taught me to love stories, even when they were hard. This book reminded me of you, strong, steady, full of quiet wisdom. Thank you for being the kind of man I want to read about. Wrap it gently, no need for fancy bows. Let the pages speak. And when he opens it, when he feels the weight of both story and sentiment, he'll know this wasn't just a book. It was a chapter from you to him. Because the stories we share with our fathers often become the ones we tell our children. Every family has its own landmarks, places where moments happen that never quite made it into the photo album, but live on just the same. Maybe it's the street where he taught you to ride a bike, the parking lot where you had your first real talk, the hill where you watched fireworks together. This Father's Day, take him on a quiet journey, without ever leaving home. Draw or digitally print a simple memory lane map. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're not charting streets, you're charting stories. Pick 5 to 7 locations. Give them titles like The Corner of Patience and Training Wheels. First talk about life stuff. That one silent drive. You knew I was hurting. Best burger after bad news. Add little notes near each place. A sentence, a memory, a feeling. You can fold it up like a treasure map, place it in an envelope, or frame it simply. And when he opens it, what he'll see isn't just places. It's proof that he mattered in all the quiet corners of your growing up. Because sometimes, the journey you take with your dad doesn't need directions, just a little gratitude to light the path back. There's a moment, sometimes late at night, sometimes on a slow Sunday, when silence fills a room a little too loudly. And in that moment, a father might think of his children. Wonder how they're doing. Miss their voice. This gift is simple. No wrapping, no glitter, just your voice. Use your phone or any basic recorder. Sit somewhere quiet and speak from the heart. You could read a letter, share a story, say thank you out loud, or just talk about a memory that still makes you smile. You don't need music. You don't need to edit. Just be you. You can email it, put it on a USB, or even burn it onto a CD if he's a little old school. Label it gently, for when you want to hear me. When he plays it, maybe on a quiet morning with his coffee or while driving alone, he'll hear you. Not a text, not a voicemail, but your real voice given freely and fully. He might not say much about it, but don't let that fool you. Because sometimes the greatest comfort isn't in the words we write, but in the sound of someone we love, simply remembering us out loud. Not every dad shows his love with words. Some do it with quiet repairs, with full gas tanks, with standing in the rain at your game. Some dads are jokers, some are worriers, some are a little of both. But no matter what kind of man your father is, or was, there's a quiet truth underneath it all. He tried to guide, tried to protect, tried to give you a life that felt whole, even if he didn't have the words to say why. This Father's Day, remember, it's not about the size of the gift. It's about the size of the thought, the effort, the memory. It's about looking him in the eye, or reaching across time and space and saying you mattered. Whether you give him a letter, a laugh, or just a little more of your time, it stays. These moments stay, long after the mug chips, or the playlist ends, or the letter yellows in its box. The feeling will remain. So, which idea will you try this year? Whatever it is, give it with heart. Give it with intention. And until next time, take care of each other, and cherish the ones who raised you.